interest in Precise for PeopleSoft, we're going to explore end-user measurement combined with deep technical visibility. That is actionable metrics. Don't just monitor, but do something about it. We ultimately believe that better visibility produces better outcomes. So let's take a look at Precise's value proposition. With PeopleSoft, one application, at least 6 technologies, numerous end users. It's not trivial to answer such questions. Is a user having a problem? What PeopleSoft panel are they exercising? Where within the application stack is the problem? Those are essentially the questions that Precise answers, and we believe that we can help you avoid problems, but when they do occur, that we can reduce mean time to resolution. Now, what typically happens is an end user tries to complete a transaction. It could be like a student registration, it could be a general ledger transaction, it could be a purchase. Meanwhile, all the great people within IT are unaware of this end user too often until that end user self-reports a problem. Then what happens is you basically have this firestorm where people open up their point tools and take a look at what's going on and try to discern what's happening. Now, what happens is that by only looking at a subset of the application stack, it becomes very difficult to know even the basics, what user, what transaction, where in the application stack. The way that Precise for PeopleSoft solves this problem is by tracking the end user transaction starting in the browser through the network into the web server, into Java Jolt, Tuxedo, into the database, and finally into storage. And we capture the total transaction time as well as each step along the way. And this answers for us who, what, when, where, and why. So that's the root cause. Precise provides recommendations. For certain things, we provide modeling, and ultimately we also track continuously 24/7, so you can measure before and after. You can actually measure the improvement and really bring Six Sigma management by measurement to application performance management. So let's take a look at the day in a life. Maybe an end user did call you. You can log into Precise. You can bring up the transaction view. The y-axis shows response time. The x-axis shows what time across the day. There's a stacked bar graph that represents each tier in the application stack from the client through the web server, Java, Tuxedo in kind of that pink color, and then the dark blue is database. Down here are the individual PeopleSoft panels. So please consider that we actually translate the URL into a panel name, and that allows IT to speak the same language as the end user community. With this, I can further isolate by sign-on ID. So I can say, all right, let's take a look at the activity that came from AlexNet in the individual PeopleSoft panels that she exercised, and say, oh, content management. Then I can focus on that particular transaction, and Precise automatically captures and builds out this step-by-step view of what that transaction did, ending in a SQL statement. Every significant business transaction interacts with the system of record. In this case, it's pulling data back. And so consider what we just looked at. All of the transactions in my PeopleSoft environment, the ability to filter by an end user so I can help that specific user. Capturing the end user ID has another benefit. It allows the end user community to be aware that IT knows what they're doing. And once you start doing that, the end user community starts to behave themselves a little bit better, because it's not just about the server, the number of CPUs and memory and all of those technical matters. It's also how the end users exercise the application. So that end user visibility is absolutely crucial. Now here we presented this view, and now I can enable the DBA, not to, hey, it looks like there's a database issue. I can have them focus on that particular SQL statement. So precise answers in just a couple of clicks: who, what, when, where, and why. This video is short and sweet. If we've intrigued you, we invite you to request a demo where we can discuss these matters and show you alerting, reporting, and dashboards so that you can share this visibility with all of the stakeholders in your organization. Thank you very much.